So I just got back from an early screening of the fabulous Emancipation of one Harley Quinn and Birds of Prey. Wait, no, that's what I saw. I'm not gonna be the first one to make that joke, man. This is, like everyone's been saying, a Harley Quinn movie with the Birds of Prey. But a lot of people who saw the trailers and everything seem kind of okay with that. Harley Quinn's a very popular character, but the question is this a good movie, especially after Suicide Squad? A lot of people didn't like Suicide Squad. And before I go into it, I should give a little bit of my knowledge on Birds of Prey, because I think it does play a factor here. I know almost nothing about Birds of Prey, apart from that live action show from the late 90s, which was not very good. But I don't know anything about the comics. I don't know anything about, or I don't know much, I should say, about Black Mask, the main villain in this. I know about Harley Quinn, but I don't know a ton of the stories. I don't know if she has a big part in the Birds of Prey story. I don't think she does, seeing how, like I said, there was a show long before Harley Quinn was, as big as she is now. So, and with Suicide Squad, because people probably want to compare what I think to that, I liked it more than I disliked it. I didn't hate it. I thought I had some cool elements and like a nice style, but I know it's not really a good movie, but I like the style. I like some of the actors. You can guess which ones I don't like. One of them, a major one, is not in this movie, so you can guess there. So now we have Birds of Prey and the Fabulous Emancipation, blah, 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 blah. Harley Quinn, the movie. And I feel like if you're a big comic book fan, like DC fan, I should really say Birds of Prey fan. That's probably the big thing. If you follow Birds of Prey, my guess is you're not gonna like this movie. You won't hate it like you hated like Suicide Squad or something like that. But you're probably not gonna enjoy it very much. If you saw the trailer, which I feel like is a pretty accurate sum up of this movie, and you're like, I don't know, I'll give it a chance, or you thought, man, that looks really, really good. Yeah, I guess that's what you're gonna get. I saw it, and I was just like, all right, I don't know if that looks good or bad. I'm interested. It kind of looks funky, has like a weird style and everything. I like Harley Quinn. I like Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. I like some of the actors in this. Yeah, I feel like if you're just looking for a basic action movie that's a little weird and goofy and has a few laughs, has some good fight scenes, and has some over-the-top performances in the best way, and some cool dark stuff in it. This is a good way to waste 2 hours. Yeah, it's hard to get like passionate about it. Not at all that the film isn't really giving you quite a bit in terms of passion. There's some elements that really stand out in this movie. I feel like it is constantly always one step away from being fucking amazing. Like, it's always missing like one element in every scene, whether it's the editing being like a second too slow for some of the scenes to work, whether it's the jokes needing like one more joke in there to really land a laugh, whether it's like some of the performances, needing a little bit more of an oomph, or some of the powers in the movie needing a little bit more of an oomph. Like, it's all off by one. Even the style, which the style is good, but I feel like it's off by one somehow. Like Suicide Squad at least fully went for it with the style, and this one's almost there. It's just kind of a style you've seen before, and it's familiar. And it's almost something like, wow, that is fucking crazy, bizarre, awesome, but it's just off by like one step somehow. But that's not. With that said, I mean, the other steps that they take, they are mostly entertaining. The action's a lot of fun, particularly from Harley Quinn in this movie. You think with like Huntress and Black Canary and stuff, they'd have the cool action scenes, but Harley Quinn really gets some real cool action scenes in this. The sets are really cool, they're very bizarre and strange and both kind of colorful and really dark at the same time. Ewan McGregor is having a ball. Christ, why wasn't he the Joker? If they had him instead of Jared Leto as the Joker would be in this movie. Because he sounds like Mark Hamill. He has the energy of all the other Jokers. He's funny. He's scary. He's legit intimidating. And without giving too much away, I want to keep this spoiler free, it's looking like he's not going to be in any other movies, and it's like, damn it, I really like this character. With that said, I have no idea if this is what Black Mask is like. He plays Black Mask in it because he's very goofy in this movie, in the best way, but I have no idea if that's what the character a Black Mask is like. I feel like he wouldn't be. I mean, you see that mask, and he doesn't even wear the mask much until the end, and when he wears it, it seems very like, that doesn't seem like him. Like he would wear something really bizarre and strange. This is just a black skull and that's it, you know, like he would wear something a lot goofier. He'd wear something like the Joker. So I don't know, but I don't know what Black Mask is like. The two of the birds of prey in this, the Huntress and Black Canary, both have some cool stuff to them, but they both get screwed over in different ways. Black Canary gets screwed over because I'm watching this movie and I'm thinking, you know, I always thought Black Canary could do something with her voice. Like she could blow up people's ears or blow them away like a sonic boom with her voice, but I guess not. She does it once at the end, and that's it. Like, that is a waste of a power. Like, the character's actually pretty good. Like the actress does a really good job, and I'm interested, in her story and everything. But, like, they totally waste the power, which is a shame. And I guess the reason they show is, like, she does it once, and then, that takes a lot out of her, and she falls to the ground. I'm thinking, like, you could have, like, little ones. Like, a person over there, it blows them away or something like that. No one there, blows them away, whatever. I can't do that sound, but just something like that, like little bits here and there. So it shows, it takes a lot out of her. Just do something with that power, because you kind of don't even know she has it until the end. So that's kind of a waste. And then with Huntress, she's the opposite. She actually has some really cool moves, does a lot of great stuff, but she doesn't show up. Like, you don't even know her name until, like, the last third of this movie. And I guess kind of the joke is she's awkward in this movie. Like, she doesn't have the cool catchphrases down, and she doesn't know how to socialize and interact and stuff like that. Which, again, I have no idea if that, I wouldn't think that's what the Huntress is like, but maybe I'm wrong. But even if you want to do that, they kind of just shove it in at the end. She makes a little appearance here or there, but they kind of just shove her in at the end to a point where when they finally get together for the big climax, like, all right, everybody's united and they're going to fight the bad guys, it really doesn't feel earned. It kind of feels like, well, if we weren't focusing on Harley Quinn the whole time, this would really feel epic. But, it's... Well, I guess we've had a little interaction, not much, but we've had a little bit, so I guess we're a team now. But with all that said, stuff like Rosie Perez is in this. I haven't seen her in forever in movies, and I seeing her in this, I surprisingly kind of miss her. Like hearing that voice, that very distinct voice, and she plays a cop in this, like this really pissed off cop, but she kind of likes these old 80s cliches and one-liners and stuff, and I was like, I bet you kind of digging her in this role. Like, she's actually pretty good. I remember her, and she's done some great roles, don't get me wrong, but, everyone associates her with, just being really angry and doing the voice. Like, everyone does the voice, they do the Rosie Perez voice, but I think she sells it pretty good here. Margot Robbie is fine as Harley Quinn. Everyone else in the movie, I mean, They all do a good job. It's entertaining. It's kind of trying to be, I think, like a mix between Snatch and Deadpool, which, again, it almost is. It's like this movie is like almost a home run, but everything's like just a hint off. And so the whole thing is kind of told out of order, and it's done so in a way where it's not too, for me, it wasn't too distracting. I think some people would be like, well, why did you tell it this way? What's the point? But it never did in a way where I couldn't follow it. and it never really took me out of the story. I was always like, well, who's this person? And then they say, I'm gonna tell you who this person is, and they go into the backstory, and because it's Harley Quinn telling the story, it kind of matches, she's kind of, an airhead and stuff like that. But even with that, they do something I don't know if I've ever seen done with Harley Quinn, which makes a lot of sense and makes her a lot more interesting. She uses her therapy background. She used to be a psychologist. She uses her psychology background to her advantage, and she constantly says what people are thinking. And that's such a smart move, and I feel like this can't be the first film to have used it, but I feel like this is the first big production to really utilize that, because everyone knows her as, the crazy Joker's girlfriend, and isn't she nuts, and does all the crazy stuff, but I like that this one really utilizes that past, and they work with it very well. So I thought that was very, very smart. I also like... with a title like The Fabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn, there's going to be, a lot of stuff about trying to spin, trying to get away from, the big bad men and stuff like that, or trying to be very social, political, and so forth. Here's the thing. That can be done very well. Movies I think of that done very well. I think 9 to 5 did very well. In a bizarre way, Mulan did it okay. Wonder Woman did it very well. The reason they did it well, though, is because it worked within the story. Something about this past year, I feel like there's been a lot of virtue signaling that has not worked into the story. Black Christmas! This is very much what Black Christmas was trying to do. Like, it's working into the plot why these women are pissed off at these guys, but the same way you can watch Black Panther without, like kids can watch Black Panther and not get like a social commentary thing out of it, but other people can watch and be like, oh, I know what they're doing. I see what they're doing there. It's kind of the same way here. You can watch this as just an action flick, but you can also watch it and be like, like they're kind of fighting back here, but they never straight up say, men suck or men are the problem. Like, they don't really do that. It's kind of just done within the story, and you can see it as either way. So that can be done, in my opinion. If you're gonna do it, either go all out with it and be clever, or have it at least worked into the story well. And this has worked very well into the story. Like I said, if... I guess as an adult, it's like, yeah, how can I not see that? I mean, every man in this is a piece of shit pretty much, but they're such enjoyably, creatively fun pieces of shit. Even half the women in this are pieces of shit. I mean, that's why I feel like this really works. I mean, this is the crime world. And for example, it's like her trying to get away from the Joker, and which makes sense. That's an abusive relationship. But after that happens, the Joker had a lot of power, so now she pissed a lot of people off, so all these guys, crime worlds and mostly men, are going after her and trying to kill her, and it's every guy trying to kill her, it says the reason who the person is and how she pissed him off. And so this makes sense, and it makes her emancipation much more difficult because she doesn't have the protection anymore. And then you'll have stuff like the cop in this. She's trying to solve this case, but there's this cop that's above her that got promoted that kind of took her credit, and that's just a douchey thing, but there's never any point where, she says like, oh yeah, man, that's what they all do, man, it's not shoved in your face like that. It's worked very organically into the story. Even the scene in the trailer where she's saying, you know what a Harlequin is? It's somebody that serves a master, and again, I really thought, man, this is just gonna be hammering this in and everything, but when you see the scene, it really works. She's talking to Black Canary, and Black Canary is kind of with Black Mask, and it has this whole complicated story with him and stuff like that, and it's kind of like, it works. It actually works in very cleverly. So I guess if you're looking for like a legit Birds of Prey movie, I probably wouldn't say that's what this is. This is very much the Birds of Prey are side characters, and they're mostly fine. I don't quite buy them as a group, but again, that's because Harley Quinn was hogging so much of the spotlight. But they're okay. I can see another movie where they develop them more and turn them into something. That they're not something yet, but each of them is like, okay, like I want to know what happens with that character. I want to know what happens with Huntress. I want to know what happens with Black Canary and Montoya there and stuff. So, like, yeah, was that her name? I can't remember Rosie Perez's name. Anyway, the cop. What happens with the cop? So, the movie, every time it was starting to feel a little off, or I'm like, I don't know, this isn't getting the reaction I feel like it wants out of me, I still want to know what was going to happen. And a lot of that, I think, is because of the style and the performances, again, particularly from Ewan McGregor. The really fun action, even the action, like sometimes there's a punch that clearly is a little far away, but like 90% of it is really well done. And this movie is rated R, and there's several scenes that really earn that R rating. Like, I was actually kind of shocked. I'm like, whoa, shit. Like there's not a ton, you know, they swear a lot, you know, but there's not a ton of gore, but when they do it, man, like it's harsh. It's harsh in some areas. But again, maybe I'm just comparing that to DC, which is already pretty dark. So I feel like if you're a diehard Birds of Prey fan, this probably isn't going to do it for you. If you're just looking for an action DC movie with Harley Quinn jumping around, acting silly, and these other badass characters following her in a fun, crazy, over-the-top villain, I think it's fine. I think it's totally serviceable. I can definitely see people really not liking this movie if they really like Birds of Prey, maybe even Harley Quinn. I feel like they got Harley Quinn okay in this. There's no Joker. There's technically an after credit scene, but it's kind of a troll move. In a strange way, I have to kind of respect it. Yeah, in my opinion, this doesn't break DC's winning streak. I've actually been much more interested in DC the past year or so and what they've been doing over Marvel. Even though Marvel's still been fine, the latest Spider-Man was fine, and Endgame was good and stuff. But yeah, like now I'm really interested in DC. I want to see more of what they're doing. Even their, even something like this, is actually okay. Even though it's, like I said, not really Birds of Prey, even something where the title characters are not really the title characters is still kind of interesting and fun. So I thought it was all right. I think if you're just looking for a film that honestly, the trailer is very honestly telling you what it is and what you're gonna get. If you have any interest in it, I think you'll like it okay. But yeah, if you're a diehard Birds of Prey fan, you're not gonna see Black Canary using her powers much. You're not gonna get much of the Huntress. And yeah, I'm not even sure. Like, there's no Barbara Gordon. I'm pretty sure she was in there, So you might get angry at that. You have every right to be. And structurally, as a movie, I think it's passable. But the action is fun, and the acting is really over the top and silly, and again, a lot of fun. The style, I think, is cool enough. So yeah, I think it's an alright movie. I think I'm recommending it. If you're looking at it and saying, yeah, that might be fun, that's what I thought. I thought it was just the right amount of fun. So that's about it, and man, is Sonic next? I think Sonic's next. I'm curious to see how that one turns out, man. So that's about it, and I'll see you at Sonic. Take care.